thinking about what you've learned coming out of your shell, like Kaleb said, by doing this improv for the last 18 years and having the same core group, I think for 13 or 15 years. What have you learned that you can take to other things like business or podcasting coaching? What are some specific tangibles that you've gained because of it?
Well, first of all, I'd say I'm still very much introverted, but you do come out of your shell. I would say that probably one of the biggest takeaways from it is just learning how to interact and accept and continue forward with people and folks. And that's why they say that it's probably so much more, it's so great and beneficial for things like sales, because you're always focusing on what you can do in sales, not what you can't do for somebody, right? Because that is how you keep a client interested. You know, you don't want to tell them, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's putting a negative connotation in their head, right? So improv is all based around the concept of yes and. I'm focusing on accepting what has been offered and adding to it so that we can progress forward. And so in everyday life, you know, it's kind of the same idea that if I say no to something, that's just going to stop the conversation right there. But if I say yes to it, that's going to keep us moving forward in a positive direction. So I think that's a lot of where businesses and companies, corporations, that's why a lot of folks send their people to improv classes to learn how to continue to move things forward like that.
Very cool. Very cool. Kaleb, did you have something to add? Almost looked like you started to take a breath.
The idea of yes and is so huge, and you know, a lot of big companies will run their board meetings off of that. And in fact, whenever we meet as a podcast or as an improv troupe, if anybody says the words no but, they have to do 10 push-ups immediately. Like, we enforce them, yes and. You have to just agree with what somebody has said and build upon it. You don't have to like blindly say, oh yes, you know, whatever, but it's accepting the truth that's given to you and building upon that reality. And it's a powerful way to run things. Like, if you accept that in your podcast or your business or your everyday life, like the next time you have an argument with your significant other, try using yes and versus no but. You know, it's transformative.
You know, I'll tell you that we never would have got this podcast off the ground had we not had a yes and mentality. When we got serious about this last year, Margarita and I had a phone call to say, because she had ideas and I had ideas. And instead of saying, no, I want to do this idea, or no, I want to do this idea, we got together on the phone and she said, what if we did this? I said, oh, that's a great idea. Let's do that. And let's add this to it. So it really started to build creativity from there. So, you know, just imagine if you're sitting in a marketing meeting and somebody said, well, what if we advertise like this? And someone just put their hand up and said, no, I don't like that. It's going to kill your idea and kill your creativity, kill your process. So just saying yes, adding on to it, it's just going to inspire so many new ideas to come out and take you in directions that you didn't even know you could go.